Hi guys, it's Tiffany with SpotOnSpirit, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about how to host the Archangels. So I've actually done this 2 times, and the first time I was kind of just going through the motions of it, and I thought, you know what, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'll go ahead and give it a shot. Just like your intuition, sometimes it's the quietest voice in your mind. And your ego is the one that's like loud and blah, fighting for attention. And then when you can get calm and get quiet, it's meditative, centered state, you start to hear your intuition more and more, and it gets louder and louder and louder. So that's sort of with the angels. They're not gonna like bust their way through. You have free will. So when you invite them in, it's amazing. When you do invite them in, your free will is saying, yes, I would like help from the angels, and they are just waiting by. So I will just kind of walk you through the steps. So basically what you do is you want to prepare a little bit before, as you would if you were having a house guest come over. And sometimes I put off, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Don't worry about it being so perfect, because the angels are there to help you. And so like in my case, they're helping me with clutter. So you can do like a quick once over thing, but don't get too hung up on being perfect with having to have your house totally perfect, is what I'm trying to say. Don't let perfection prevent you from carving out the time and space to do this, because it's going to happen in such a subtle way but such a profound way that's going to help you in your day-to-day life. So you want to start by preparing your home, maybe doing a quick cleanse, clean up through each room, take out the trash, do the dishes, make the beds, just little things like that. Maybe light a candle, that sort of thing. And then you could even go a step deeper and do some spiritual cleansing with some sage or some Palo Santo. And just, it's an intuitive process. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to smudge your house. There's a lot of YouTube videos and stuff out there you could look up and Google. But that's a good way to start. And then what you want to do is you're going to create an altar. Now, just the ritual of it is going to invoke the energy of the angels. It's like you're creating an offering. You're creating a space to connect with them each day. So it could be a shelf, it could be a little table in your room, it could be big or small, it could be very minimalistic, it could be very it could be very glamorous. Whatever suits you and your soul and your spirit, go with that. It's an intuitive process. But the actual ritual of it is where the magic is. And so it's one thing to think about it, and it's one thing to actually do it. You might actually feel a certain way as you're creating this sacred space. Clean it so it's nice and fresh. You want to keep your altar fresh. And the things that you need for hosting the Archangels altar, you want to get some white flowers. So that's an offering of like purity. You're bringing in cleanliness and purity and attracting in those high vibrations. So Archangels are like up here on the vibration scale. They're very high, and we're a little bit here. They actually have to kind of come here, and we have to kind of come here so we can meet them. So you're going to get a bouquet of flowers. White would be good. And then after that, you want to get a piece of fruit, so like a juicy piece of fruit. And I like to put an apple out, because apples tend to last longer than like a peach or something, but it's up to you, it's your preference. And what's going to happen with that piece of fruit is it's an offering, but over the course of the 5 days that the angels are in your home, they're going to be infusing that piece of fruit with nutrients and blessed energy, and then you're going to eat it. Also, if you can, a white candle. So again, with the white, when we're thinking of white, it's that angelic realm. We're coming from the light. We're coming from a very high vibration place. It's purity, it's cleansing, it's that sort of thing. So if you have a white candle, that would be preferred. And then the other thing you want to do is you'll have a piece of paper, a pen, a pencil, whatever, something to write with, and an envelope for this piece of paper. And you're going to write out 3 things. So they're called wishes or intentions, prayers, whatever you vibe with, right? So you're going to set the intention or ask or wish for something for your family. And this can be your immediate family, it could be your soul family, right? But your loved ones. So a wish, an intention, or a prayer. And that's something that you want the angels to help you with over the next 5 days. Okay, so there's that. And then the second one is you want to ask for something for the world. And then the third one is, last but definitely not least, a wish for yourself. So something that you wish for yourself. And that is, so those will be your 3 wishes / intentions / prayer for the archangels. So now let me move into who the archangels are. But it's going to be Metatron, Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, and Uriel. Those are the 5 angels. And you just open up the doors to your home and you light the candle on your altar and you can say a little invocation, whatever suits you. It's an intuitive process. You can say it in your mind, you can say it out loud. There's power in your voice, so actually saying it out loud is pretty cool. But if you're worried about like neighbors and stuff, that's okay too. And you just say, angels, I invite you in to my home, and whatever you want to say. And that's pretty much it. And then over the course of the next 5 days, you might want to meditate at your altar, take a couple minutes a day, have the candle lit. Some people say to have the candle lit the entire time. I don't really feel safe like having a candle lit the entire time. So I blew it out and I would just have it burning at night. When I got home and I got settled, I would go and just for a few minutes every night, I would go sit down, and I actually had the oil that I made with Archangel Jophiel's help, and I would just give myself like a little massage, my hands, my feet after a long day. And the scent would take me into my meditation. And I would also pull a card. Those are just little things, ways that I connected. And I would pull the card in the morning. I would go in, and no matter how busy I was that day, getting ready for work, I would just go pull the card and put it on my altar. And I would take that message with me throughout the day. And some way throughout the day I knew which angel I was working with, but I've also done a lot of like work and research with the different types of angels, so I knew like on the day that I was up making breakfast and I was eating healthy and I wanted to do yoga, like that day, that was Archangel Raphael, because he's the healing angel. He's like the physician of physicians, right? So so that is basically what you do each day, and it's your practice, it's your journey, and whatever way you connect with them is up to you. But don't be surprised if you get little nudges and little ahas along the way, and things start to work in really subtle but really profound ways of like healthy habits that will start to stick. And don't be surprised if like you kind of get out of your own way and all of a sudden you're working on creative projects, or you're decluttering your house, or you're starting a new exercise program, or all of a sudden you're eating breakfast when you don't usually eat breakfast. Those kind of things are how the angels work in your life in a really subtle but amazing way. And it's a really beautiful process, and I highly recommend it. And so I dub the next in line to do the hosting of angels. And so pick a time, pick a date, and set the intention, and get the stuff you need for your altar, and may it be a very blessed experience for you. And then at the end of the 5 days, you'll want to maybe you want to read your wishes out loud as you're saying goodbye to the angels. And you open up the doors again and say goodbye. They say 10 p.m. on that day, but it could be 12 p.m., whatever, 12 a.m., 12:30, whatever. And then you want to tear it up or burn it, or in some ritualistic way let go of that. And then you'll eat the fruit. And you might even want to keep a journal of your process each day and see kind of the subtle things that are working in your life. But they're subtle but amazing, and so trust what you receive. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what you do, and then you say goodbye. And you also want to then, you could forward this video on, or you can also just like Google like how to host the Archangels, and there are a lot of people who have done this. It started off as the Archangels way of sort of doing like a pay it forward thing, because there's just power. There's so much power in intention. So if you think about all the people who are hosting Archangels, and they're saying prayers and intentions for their, not just their family, but themselves, and also the world, like that's a very healing chain, right? And that's how the angels work. So yeah, so you could forward this video on to 3 more people, or you could find it in an email format or something like that, and send it that way. So the first time I did it was through an email format. Someone emailed it to me, and then I emailed it on to 3 more people. And then most recently, when I did this, I was given the video. So yeah, so IW guys, next in line to host the Archangels, and I hope it's a wonderful, amazing experience for you. Lots of love. Bye. Always in my heart.